What's up, Wrestle Scope family? Before we get into today's absolute chaos, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen someone get revenge so brutal, so calculated, so perfectly executed that it made your jaw hit the floor? Because what CM Punk did on Raw last night wasn't just revenge. It was a statement. It was a massacre. And here's the thing that nobody's talking about. The person he attacked? We still don't know who orchestrated the original assault. And that's exactly what makes this situation so dangerous. Punk just declared war on everyone. Meanwhile, over on SmackDown, Roman Reigns watched Drew McIntyre join the Vision, and his reaction? Let's just say the tribal chief is about to remind everyone why he's the head of the table. If you think you know what's coming next in WWE, think again. Hit that like button right now because by the end of this video, everything you thought you knew is about to get flipped upside down. Let's rewind the clock for a second because context is everything here. 3 weeks ago, CM Punk was ambushed in the parking lot of the arena. Blindsided, brutal, vicious. The cameras caught the aftermath. We saw Punk being loaded into an ambulance. But here's what drove the WWE universe absolutely insane. We never saw the attacker's face. The camera angles were conveniently cut. The footage was mysteriously corrupted, and WWE officials claimed they had no leads. Does that sound suspicious to anyone else? Because it should. This isn't some random mudging. This was calculated. This was personal. And the list of people who want CM Punk taken out, it's longer than the line at a WrestleMania merch stand. Was it Seth Rollins, still harboring resentment from their legendary rivalry? Could it have been Drew McIntyre, trying to eliminate competition before aligning with the Vision? Or maybe, just maybe, it was someone from CM Punk's past in AEW who followed him back to WWE with unfinished business. The internet has been going nuclear with theories, and honestly, every single one of them makes sense. But here's what makes CM Punk different from every other superstar on the roster. He doesn't wait for answers. He doesn't file complaints with management. He doesn't play by the rules. CM Punk creates his own justice. And last night on Raw, he showed us exactly what that looks like. Raw started like any other episode. Promos, matches, the usual programming. But you could feel something was different. There was this electricity in the air, this tension that had the entire arena on edge. And then, during a mid-card match, the lights went out. When they came back on, CM Punk was standing in the middle of the ring with a microphone. And the look in his eyes? That wasn't the eyes of a man looking for a fight. That was the eyes of a man who'd already decided someone's fate. Because for 3 weeks, Punk said, his voice ice cold, I've been sitting at home, healing broken ribs, nursing a concussion, and thinking about one thing: revenge. But here's the problem. Whoever attacked me was too much of a coward to show their face. So I'm going to make this very simple. And then Punk said something that made the entire wrestling world stop breathing. I don't know who you are, but I know you're here tonight, and I know you're watching. So I'm going to do something you didn't have the guts to do. I'm going to give you a choice. You can walk down this ramp right now, face me like a man, and we can settle this. Or I'm going to go through this entire roster one by one until I find you. And everyone who gets in my way, they're going to pay the price meant for you. The arena erupted because Punk just declared open season on the entire locker room, and he meant every single word. What happened next was absolute carnage. Punk called out 5 different superstars that night. 5. He went through them like a man possessed. We're talking about established names, people who have held championships, and Punk dismantled them like they were enhancement talent. The go-to-sleep became less of a finishing move and more of a message. Every time he hit it, he would grab the microphone and say, "Next." The crowd was chanting his name so loud, the arena was shaking. Social media was exploding, and backstage, complete chaos. Superstars were reportedly refusing to go through the curtain because they knew Punk was hunting. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. After the 5th superstar, As Punk was standing in the ring, covered in sweat, breathing heavy, staring at the entrance ramp with those predator eyes, the Titantron lit up, and there was a message, typed out in white letters on a black screen. "You're looking in the wrong place." The camera cut back to Punk's face, and for the first time all night, we saw something other than rage. We saw realization. Because whoever attacked him, they're not just hiding in the locker room, they're playing a much deeper game, and Punk just walked right into their trap by unleashing chaos across the entire roster. Now, here's where things get really interesting, and this is the part that's going to make you question everything you think you know about WWE's current landscape. Let's connect some dots that WWE doesn't want us connecting. Drew McIntyre just joined the Vision on SmackDown. The Vision, for those who don't know, is this new faction that's been systematically dismantling veterans and trying to reshape WWE. They're young, they're hungry, and they're dangerous. But why would Drew McIntyre, a former WWE champion, a warrior who prides himself on honor and fighting, join a group like that? Unless he had something to gain. Think about it. CM Punk returns to WWE and immediately becomes the biggest star on Raw. He's main eventing, he's moving merchandise, he's getting all the attention. Drew McIntyre has been grinding for years trying to get back to that top spot, and suddenly Punk walks back in and takes it? That's motive right there. But it goes deeper. The Vision isn't just some random faction. They have resources, they have power, and they have protection. If Drew wanted to take out Punk, the Vision would provide the perfect cover. Attack Punk, disappear into the Vision's ranks on SmackDown, and when Punk inevitably starts his revenge tour on Raw, Drew's on a completely different show. Untouchable. And here's the kicker that's going to blow your mind. What if Roman Reigns knew about this the whole time? What if the tribal chief allowed Drew to join the Vision specifically to keep tabs on them, to use Drew as his eyes and ears while he plots his own moves from the head of the table? Because Roman's reaction to Drew joining the Vision wasn't shock. It was satisfaction, like a chess player watching a piece move exactly where he wanted it to go. Speaking of the tribal chief, let's talk about Roman Reigns' reaction to all of this because it might be the most telling part of this entire saga. Roman was backstage when the announcement was made about Drew joining the Vision. The cameras caught him watching on a monitor, and his expression? It was the same expression he had when he unified the WWE and Universal Championships. The same expression he had when he destroyed John Cena. It's the expression of a man who knows he's 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Paul Heyman was standing next to him, and Roman turned to Heyman and said something that production microphones barely picked up. Right on schedule. Right on schedule. What does that mean? It means Roman knew Drew was going to join the Vision. It means Roman has been orchestrating moves we haven't even seen yet. And it means that both Raw and SmackDown are about to collide in a way that's going to reshape the entire WWE landscape. Think about the bigger picture here. Roman Reigns has spent years building an empire. The bloodline might be fractured right now, but Roman's influence extends far beyond his family. He has allies we don't know about. He has plans within plans. And both CM Punk's rampage on Raw and Drew McIntyre joining the Vision on SmackDown, they're all pieces on Roman's chessboard. Here's my theory, and comment below if you agree or think I'm completely crazy. Roman Reigns orchestrated the attack on CM Punk through a proxy, knowing Punk would go on a rampage and destabilize Raw. At the same time, he positioned Drew with the Vision to destabilize SmackDown. Why? Because when both brands are in chaos, when the locker rooms are divided and fighting amongst themselves, that's when the tribal chief makes his move to assert dominance over everything. Roman isn't just the head of the table, he's trying to become the entire table. So where does this leave us? Let me break down what's about to happen, and trust me, the next few months are going to be insane. CM Punk is not going to stop until he finds his attacker. That means every single week on Raw is going to be must-see television, because Punk is going to tear through the roster like a tornado. Superstars are going to have to pick sides. Help Punk find the truth, stay out of his way, or defend whoever's hiding in the shadows. The locker room is going to fracture. Over on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre joining the Vision is going to spark an all-out war between the Vision and everyone who opposes them. And with Roman Reigns watching from his throne, calculating every move, SmackDown is going to become a battlefield. The Vision thinks they're building a new era, but they have no idea that they're being used as pawns in Roman's grand design. And then, inevitably, these two stories are going to collide. Whether it's at Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania, CM Punk and Roman Reigns are on a collision course. And when these two forces of nature finally meet, it's going to be nuclear. But here's the question that keeps me up at night. What if CM Punk discovers that Roman was behind his attack? What if Drew McIntyre's real mission inside the Vision is to take them down from the inside for Roman? What if everything we're watching is exactly what Roman wants us to see, while the real story is happening in the shadows? That's the genius of WWE right now. We think we know what's happening, but we're all just spectators to a master plan that's far more complex than any of us realize. Look, I know I just dropped a lot of information on you, and your mind is probably racing right now trying to piece all of this together. That's exactly the point. WWE is playing 4D chess while we're all trying to figure out checkers. CM Punk's revenge is just beginning. Roman Reigns is plotting something massive. Drew McIntyre's betrayal is deeper than we think. And the Vision, they're just getting started. Every single week, this story is going to evolve. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss the greatest storyline WWE has constructed in years. So here's what I need from you, Wrestle Scope family. If you think CM Punk is going to find his attacker, comment justice below. If you think Roman Reigns orchestrated everything, comment Tribal Chief. And if you think the Vision is going to take over WWE, comment New Era. I'm reading every single comment, and the most interesting theories are going to be featured in next week's video. Smash that like button if this video got you hyped for what's coming next. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because I'm breaking down every twist and turn of this story as it unfolds. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because this conversation needs to happen everywhere. The war has just begun and we're all witnesses to something legendary. I'm your host and this has been Wrestle Scope. I'll see you in the next one where we're going to break down even more shocking developments that you cannot afford to miss. Stay scoped in, family. The best is yet to come.